I know I keep saying this when I begin these things, which is not around, not doing much, not putting shit out there. But we'll try harder. Not going to try harder. Part of it's procrastination. Part of it's getting in my own way. Obviously. I'm not ADHD for nothing. When I want to do something and I'm slightly scared, all the old bad habits come in. Like right now, where I should be doing something else, but here I am talking into a microphone, into the void, while also drinking copious amounts of tea and gorging on vegan mini eggs. There was a kilo. There is not a kilo anymore. And quite frankly, I'm getting to the point where I don't want to see a mini egg for quite some time. Now, the thing is, I have episodes that could go into edit, but I'm not editing them because they make me uncomfortable. I'm not sure about them. There's something about them that I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel right. One of them has me going, why the fuck are you there? It's not the only one. There have been actual episodes that are out that I've gone, why are you there? Why are you doing this? But we all get in our own way because what's safe is the knowable. What's unsafe is the unknown. Even if what we are in is actually really toxic and not good for us. So here I am, I'm procrastinating. And I'm thinking about communication because why not? It's something that came up as I was going to Australia to see my sister for the first time in 6 years with my other sisters. So we haven't been together, the four of us, for 6 years. We have a what kind of relationship is it? It can be fiery. We all have our own wants, needs, and expectations about how things should be. And we all live very different lives. One of us has kids and it's full on 24/7, married. Another one does actually, but lives in another country for it. Another one married. And me. I'm not married, perpetually single, 2 cats. So when I shut the door, it's just me in these 4 walls. So you can imagine going to Australia for however many days, traveling with 2 other people. I love that A to B though. Getting from A to B, that travel bit where you get to see random shit happening. You get to see all kinds of people and how they cope with it. And let me tell you, we saw some shitty people. Like, just, yeah. Another story for another day. But one thing is, what I was like, oh shit, I'm hesitant to do this with you guys because I'm not used to being around people. I'm not used to being around people 24/7. And so one thing we talked about, which we've never done before either, by the way, we actually talked about on our group was that if anybody needed a timeout, it wouldn't be questioned. You could just do it. It wouldn't be like, oh shit, she's in a mood, which probably would have happened had we not had that conversation. We'd have been like, oh fuck, here she goes. She's in a mood. But we didn't. We had this conversation about the fact that I'm not used to it. Others are. My other sister may not be as used to it either because the sheer volume is quite intense. You're with people all the day, every day. And even at night, you're sharing a room. So we talked about it. Communication in our family is not actually great. It isn't. We don't communicate our needs. We never have done. We were never shown how to communicate our needs or how to respond to other people's needs in a way that helps them. So this was growth for all of us. It only took us until we were all just about to hit 40. But this was growth. Communication is key. And I know this from listening to people on the podcast who have graciously sat down and given me their time, is that communication is a whole fucking thing. And I've known that with friends that have sat next to me who have, poured their heart out. And I've had to really learn how to listen and not fix, which I know that a lot of people do, whether it's because they want to insert themselves as a hero or just because that's what they do. And they can't help it. It's like a compulsion. Let's fix this because it makes you uncomfortable. I think that for me was why I did it. It's because it made me feel uncomfortable. I don't want you to feel this way. Let me help you fix it. And but we communicated, as I've said. We communicated. It's okay. If you need to go and have some time to yourself, just go and fucking do it. And this is the first time we've ever done it. Did the whole time we were together go off without a hitch? No, of course not. We're sisters, fucking hell. But the difference is no one's throwing a high-heeled shoe at someone's head. None of that teenage stuff is going on anymore, which was quite nice, refreshing. But there's still some stuff, And again, as I said, it's got me coming back to communication and procrastinating, obviously, with my mini eggs and my copious amounts of tea. Because it's not just about you communicating, which I know for myself, knowing what it was like for me back in 2023, where I really had to communicate my needs. And I was so scared of it because I didn't want someone to fix me. I didn't want someone to assume what I needed. I just needed to get it out. And so I wrote something about that time, which was, here it goes. There's something incredibly powerful in creating a safe space for someone who's struggling to just breathe. To allow them to say aloud what's been kept hidden without the pressure of having to take more action than that. Because the action to speak up can be so terrifying and exhausting. You just don't have the energy to go beyond exactly that. Speaking up. And it's true. I didn't have the energy. I did not have the energy after admitting that I had spiraled so hard in my ADHD loop, telling myself stories about how I shouldn't be here, how I was the dregs of the egg, of which had actually been something echoed back to me. And it was so, I just needed to say it out loud. But I knew that my friends with good intentions potentially would try to fix it, would try to go straight into do this, do that, do that. Because I know how it feels when you do speak up and then someone tries to fix it straight away. That sinking feeling in my chest. And I didn't want that because it would just push me back into that communication closet really, really deeply. And I remember saying it out loud. And then I remember saying it out loud to a friend that I knew was a hardcore 100% fixer. Like, roll your sleeves up. I'm going to fucking fix this for you. All good intentions. No hero shit going on here. Just all good intentions, but I'm going to fucking fix this for you. And so I actually needed to caveat what I was about to say, preface it with what I was about to say, with, I just need you to hear this. I don't want you to fix it. I don't need a fucking step-by-step guide on what to do next. I just need to say it out loud to you so you understand what's going on and it all makes sense. Because I have a feeling they already knew. But it needed actually vocalizing. And I could feel it down the phone. That I could physically feel how hard they had to try to not go straight into fix mode. Oh, so hard. And I appreciate them so much for not doing that. And lately, it's got me thinking about the other side of communication, because I haven't been on any dating apps recently. Just, I don't know whether it's like an ADHD thing, but I'm on there, get bored really quickly, and then forget about it. And I do think it's actually an ADHD thing, because it's just not stimulating enough for me. It's not my arena. It doesn't give me the dopamine hit that it does other people that I know who thrive on them. I'm in awe. But it's all the open communication sentences they all have. Like, I want open communication. I want like good lines of communication. Yeah, like every which way that you can say good lines of communication, basically open, honest. But it's the other side of that, like the person that has to listen to it, because I know how hard it is for me to just listen and not give feedback. And I know the people that I don't talk to about things because of how they respond, which is to insert themselves in the situation, to like fix it because they've got a hero gig going on, or because they belittle it, they trivialize it, all those things, all those lovely, lovely things that stop people from speaking their truth out loud. But while I was in Sydney, I was with a friend of mine, a dear, dear friend of mine. I absolutely love her wholeheartedly. And we were chatting away about some stuff. And then she was coming out with a story about being with somebody in a bar or something, and how they could see that they were uncomfortable. They could see that something needed to happen. So like, what do you need in this moment? What do you need? When I tell you, when she said that that's the question that she asked, instead of going straight down the line of like, lighten up or have another drink, or if it'll be fine if you do this, or just give it a half an hour. When I tell you that she said that's what I asked, I fucking high-fived the bitch in the middle of a street, because I was like, fuck yes, ask fucking questions. When someone tells you that they're struggling, ask them what they need. Which then comes the other bit, which is, are you able to respond when they answer that question in the right way? When I say the right way, because it always feels like there's no right or wrong way to respond to something, but there is. The right way is to listen to what they need and do it. So for this example, they said they needed to leave. They needed to get out there. It was overstimulating. They needed to leave. Now I can see some people going, oh, fuck, I'm having a good time in this place. I've been looking forward to this all day, this, that, and the other, putting themselves first. I get it. But she was like, okay, let's go. Let's go. No pressure. That's what you need. Let's go. And I just wonder, when people put open communication in their profiles, are they actually prepared for the other bit? It's all well and good if you can actually communicate your needs, but can you actually listen to other people that need to communicate their needs and respond appropriately? And I think that's something that a lot of people need to work on, because we're getting to the point where people are able to communicate their needs in some way, shape, or form. And now the other bit, the hard work, is being able to be the other person and sit with those needs. So like I said, that person that is telling you what they need potentially has been sat on it for ages, is fucking exhausted, terrified about how you're going to react, that you're going to think less of them, or, you're going to have a bad judgment about them, especially when it's like overstimulation. Like, I am fucking overstimulated. Can we leave, please? To then have to deal with your response? Fuck. No. Communication is fucking key to everything. Good communication when you are on the receiving end, when you have to respond, can you respond in the right way? There's also another example I want to give, and it's not a relationship as such, but I once went to go and do a 500-mile walk across the peaks and failed spectacularly. I think it was on like day 2 or 3. Failed spectacularly. And actually, the reason why we failed, partly due to injury, but the reason why we failed was because we didn't actually communicate properly about everything, about what things meant if this went wrong, or if we had to do it alone, what did that look like? Who is the team? It wasn't just the 2 of us. There was actually a third member. I would actually push to say that they were the team and I was the add-on. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I generally mean we didn't communicate. And so that failed spectacularly. So think about your communication when you're doing something, because moving forward into going to Australia, we communicated, okay, if someone needs some time apart, that's okay. We get it. No problem. And I know this is 17 minutes of rambling. I get it. I've got some more fucking M&Ms to eat. M&Ms, mini eggs, vegan mini eggs. I tell you, they're the best substitute. It's really bad. I'll leave you with this question as I continue to procrastinate. It's funny how when you make a decision to do something, how all of a sudden all your bad habits come in to stop you from moving forward. But I'll leave you this question. 1, can you communicate honestly with someone around you, with anyone? But also, can you listen to people that need to open up and communicate their needs? Can you listen without judgment? Or even if you are judging, just keep it offline. Make sure your face is not giving the subtitles. But can you actually, with honesty, ask that person, what do you need? And be okay with acting on whatever they say. Because if you are honest with yourself and you are not that good at doing it, you've got some work to do. And that's okay. I have to work on it all the time. Communication is key. And that is annoying as fuck. Don't have a movie going on in your head and don't give people the script, because that's really unfair. Communicate and then listen. Maybe I'll put that in my dating bio. Here for some open communication, but also we'll ask you, what do you need? So they understand that I'm not just listening so that I can be the hero in their story. So before I hit that 20-minute mark, if you're still here, thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, I'm all ears. Just keep it kind.